Hey guys, it's Bruce. Just want to talk about food safety here in our camp cooking series. And one of the things that food safety is a must. We know that there's a lot of opportunity to get some really bad experience with salmonella and something like that that can really ruin your camping experience for the weekend. So some of the things that we like to do to kind of make sure that our food is safe and we kind of keep our camp clean is we will use totes like this to keep our bread, our canned food, or things like that that we're using that's non-perishable, so that it's nice and tidy, doesn't clutter our campsite, but it also keeps our animals out of it too, right? We can put a cooler on top of this or our water jug, and the animals won't get into it, right? So that's one thing that we can point out. The second thing I want to point out is if you're camping for multiple days and you've got a cooler and you've got meat in that cooler, you need to be a little bit more careful. And I would suggest that any meat that you have in your cooler, you put in a Ziploc bag, something that, one of these thick ones, maybe even two. And I'll tell you why. Because if you get your meat out and you notice that it's dripping, you know what else is in here? Your drinks and your water and your milk and everything else that you have in for your trip for the weekend. And if this juice was to get out into this, it would this ice would be no good to use in drinks, and all of this would be potentially contaminating, right? So keep that in mind. Another thing that when we're talking food safety, and let's just imagine that we had a chicken breast here that I pulled out of this Ziploc bag, then I would bring it to a cutting board and I would try to cut this up, and I need to be real careful at this point, because this is where salmonella can come on real strong, because we need to make sure that we've got some paper towel type to catch the drip, as well as when we're done making this cut and we put it in the pan, we need to sanitize this. There's a couple of different ways you can sanitize it. You can obviously start with, if it's a lot of the residue left, you can start with some hand sanitizer and some paper towels to kind of get that initial off. Then you probably need to go to that cleaning station that we showed in a different video, where you could actually get it soaped up, rinsed, and sanitized with bleach. Then you can bring it back. You don't want to make cuts on meat on this and then come along and cut vegetables on top of it. No good. Don't do that. Just take the extra time, extra few minutes to clean this up so that you can get a nice, safe experience. You don't need to get sick out in the woods. This is something that you do not want. You won't have a good camping experience for sure. All right. Make sure you got plenty of paper towels, and make sure that when you're done with your food prep here, that you sanitize this table, because you're probably going to be eating here, right? So get some of that bleach water, wash this off real good, and then that'll be good. And for all of the mess, the leftovers, the scraps, the things like that from the chicken prep, from your meal, just make sure we get just want to make sure we get all that in a trash bag, and then we can put this, if we're car camping, we can actually put this in the car. Then we don't have to worry about the animals getting smell of that and trying to tear through this. Okay. Again, just some thoughts to help you make your camping experience great. And we will continue to add to this as we go. But, tips like these can help you have a good experience. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.